everyone, and welcome to another video from Colour with Claire. Today I've got another edition of the Colouring Heaven magazine to show you. This is the Busy World special with 40 intricate designs from Colin Thompson. Now I must admit, Colin is not an artist I've heard of before, but it is a really interesting type of artwork. It's very busy, as the title says. Lots and lots going on. Now I will say from the very start, just my personal opinion, it's not exactly my cup of tea, this kind of artwork, but that is not to say of course that it won't be yours. And I've seen some fantastic finished pages over on the Colour in Heaven page and the group on Facebook that people have just really worked wonders with these illustrations. So I am not ruling it out, it's not initially at first glance my kind of thing. So let's have a look inside. Let's see what we can find out about Colin. So, Colin was born in London in 1942. He's a writer and illustrator of children's books. He's had over 70 different works published and also draws pictures for jigsaw puzzles. After living in various locations around the world, Colin settled in Australia and was awarded the Aurealis Award in the children's long fiction category for his novel How to Live Forever in 2004. Colin is left-handed and colourblind, oh my goodness, and believes in the magic of childhood, that if you get your life right, that magic should never end. Well, that is certainly a fantastic motto to live by. But left-handed and colourblind, so, you know, he's really working against the odds, isn't he, to create art, but that's amazing. So let's have a look at some of the pages in store. Let's have a look at all the pages in store. So pretty much every page is crammed, jam-packed, full, I have a problem getting my words out then, jam-packed full of all sorts, all kinds of different things. As you can see on this one, it's all bookshelves, but behind those bookshelves lie tiny weeny little worlds, villages, homes, houses, and lots of different elements hidden in there as well. It is one of those books where you won't see certain things until you start colouring it, and then you'll spot all of the little hidden things inside it. So when I say this book's not my cup of tea, I'm not putting it down. You know, I can see for sure the incredible intricacy and a bit of whimsy in the illustration. You know, I can really appreciate that. And to be honest, I like them better as black and white pieces. It's something that you could probably frame as they are. If you see any black spots on me, by the way, or brown spots, I've been painting a fence and I've not yet had a chance to have a shower. So that's all timber care, what you see. I'm not diseased or anything. So what do we have here? Oh, they've also got names. So the first one was obviously bookshelf and then library. So you can see, I'm just going to swish it round. We've got a really interesting library here. It's almost like the moving staircases in Harry Potter. So staircases that go this way and that way and diagonally and upside down, and just incredible really, the worlds that have been created. This is called Tree Town. So as you can see, all these trees with really thick trunks just growing up underneath. Well, it looks like it's underground, but then you've got another sort of level to it as well. It's really one of those things that's quite difficult to decipher at first glance. So we've got Back to Your Roots. So this is almost like a zoomed in look at the previous page. So we've got a big thick tree root here. We've got mice. Who else have we got? We've got a few little mice hidden among this. We've got a little man with a moustache and a teacup down here. A little man in the doorway here. Again, it's things that you won't see until you really look. I mean, right down here, we've got a couple of fingers sticking out of the tree. It's just very odd, but, you know, super unique and interesting. So this is called Babel, which I only know as a Mumford and Sons album. But I'm guessing it's obviously got something historical to do with it. So, as you can see, it's a big structure. It kind of reminds me of those little tiny Gondors that they made in Lord of the Rings. You know, those kind of like scale models that they use for Gondor and, for Gondor and Rohan. So this is called Doors Open, and this is one that I've obviously begun to colour. I've not finished it. I'm kind of lacking the motivation to finish it. And really it was just something that I've done quite quickly. I was using markers and pencils and all sorts of things just to see how a bit of colour would look on them. But as I say, I'm really kind of loving them and digging them as black and white illustrations. So this one's called Moving Home. We've got a big sort of digger type looking thing, and literally it is moving the home. I'm loving these kind of Shakespearean, oldie worldy Tudor kind of buildings that they've got going on. Then we've got Yesterday's Treasure. So this is, again, I think this is the one off the front. Yeah, this is, again, just absolutely jam-packed, full of stuff, and really just, it's difficult to describe everything that's on the page because there's so many little miniature worlds within each sort of square centimetre of the page, you know. It's so much in there. Grandad's Chest. So I'm just going to go through these, you know, pretty swiftly because obviously there's just too much on the page for me to keep describing. This one's called Too Loud. Lots of musical elements in here. This is called Up, Up and Away. So this clearly reminds me of the film Up. It's almost like a patchwork hot air balloon. I was going to say hot water bottle then. Hot air balloon. And you can see the cute little house on the bottom. This is called Our House, a bit more of a traditional look. It's kind of, I don't know if I want to say Victorian because there's some really modern elements in there as well. Again, it's that kind of mishmash of all different styles and eras. This is called I Can See Our House. We've got a mother and her baby flying across this town. Very, very odd imagery there, but really, really cool viewpoint, I guess. This is called Grandma's Treasure. We've got a frog, we've got a castle. Oh, and this, again, you're looking down into this this box structure, but also they've got these tiny little worlds in there. There's a cafe in here. There's a kind of a maze in here. It's really, really interesting. This is called The Hideout. So I think another reason why it's not really appealing to me is because it's very, very dark. There's lots of shading and lots of black, which, you know, doesn't necessarily ring my bell when I'm looking for things to colour. So that's probably why, but I really can appreciate, you know, the beauty of the artwork. So this is called The Kitchen. Just things upon things here. Tins of beans, dog biscuits. Even on this cereal box here, you can say it says win a jam sandwich every week for life. You know, they've got just the tiniest little details. This is called Blue Willow, and it almost looks like, now I want to say a Japanese plate that, you know, the blue and white ones, but I could be wrong. It's got that crackled glaze look to it, and, you know, the really intricate pattern work around the side, and it does just generally look very oriental. This is called Never Ending Stories. Again, lots and lots of books. This is called Red Box. So again, we've got some Japanese elements in here. Bonsai tree, the koi carp. This is called Our Town. So a bit more of a zoomed out look at a town. Lots of ironworks, pipes, very industrial. This is called Christmas, and there's a couple of elements in here that are very, very realistic. Almost, they almost look like photographs. If I just bring it up to camera for you, we've got a little bear here. Let me zoom you in. You can see it's a photograph of a bear rather than a drawing. Same over here. So lots of digital elements put in this one, I think. This one's called The Garden Cupboard. So loads and loads of plants, botanics, things that you would find in the shed, watering cans, stuff like that. This is called The Inventor's Cupboard. So lots of tools and unfinished projects and things like that. This one's just simply called Armchair. So you've got the big armchair, but then within it, you have this gorgeous thatch roof cottage and hillside scene. Very, very serene, calm and tranquil. You've got the little river coming down here onto the carpet, and of course you've got your cat lay sleeping on the top. Really, really unique artwork is all I can say about this. I've not seen anything like it before. This is called Bedtime Story. So we've got the grandchild and the granddad telling a bedtime story with his treasure chest there. Quite liking the fact that this one's circular. You know I like my circular designs. Then we've got Focus, which, you know, just looking at it, it seems as though we've got, well, it could be anything from a mad scientist to a rag and bone man, really. It's very difficult to interpret, but Again, it's just up to you what you see. This is called Green Fields. A little bit more of a soft grayscale on this one. And you can see this massive patchwork blanket is acting almost like a bridge over this expanse of space. So we've got the armchair there again with a different type of house on it. In fact, there are a couple of armchairs scattered through this one. This one's called Learning to Fly. So you can see we've got the two flying here. And I think, it's very, very unusual, very unusual. You can see we've got a laptop here, but there's actually elements coming out of the screen and actually into 3D. This is called My Front Door. Wouldn't it be nice to have that front door? It's absolutely incredible, isn't it? Massive, huge wooden structure with the pillars at the side. And again, you know, these kind of Tudor beam elements. This one's called On the Case. So, again, it's meant to be a bookcase, I think, or a bookshelf. There's lots of books here, but as you can see, there's also, you know, lots and lots of very, very strange, unusual elements that seem too big for the area. You know, in this one, we've got an old VHS videotape, a really, really old phone. We've got a calculator saying hello. There's a bag of crisps or chips in America. Yeah, and then just a glove with a creature inside. And then right at the top, you can see we've got the Sydney Opera House. And then we've got a little thumbnail of, I'm not even sure what that is. And then we have almost like the Niagara Falls, kind of big waterfall and an arrow pointing to someone on the road. It's really kind of very abstract and unique and open to interpretation. So this is called a Recipe. So we've got that same rag and bone man slash mad scientist now slash baker inventing some recipes. This one's called the Rotring Bookshelf. Loads and loads of books yet again. We've got Sleeping. So we've got another armchair, but this time it has got a man sat in it, but there is a little door down here, so with some steps, so the armchair is a home to something or someone. This is called Nora's Ark instead of Noah's Ark. And again, this contains lots of very realistic looking animals and images on this. And it's fantastic, this one. I think this one will be really, really good coloured actually. Then we've got Sweet Dreams. So again, the bed it turns into a jigsaw, it turns into a chessboard. And obviously you've got this beautiful detail to the actual bed itself, turning into trees and having wings and stuff like that. The Junkyard. So again, lots of rag and bone man stuff, broken old dolls with the heads falling off and TVs and all sorts of things. This is called Towers, so very similar to Nora's Ark. It's that kind of built structure, very, very high in the sky. We've got Treehouse, which is coming actually from a bath. So yeah, incredible imagination from Colin there. We've got Upstairs, literally a house going up the stairs. So yeah, I'm really wondering where all of this inspiration and ideas come from. Very original. And then finally, we've got this one here called Waterfalls. So yeah, just if you're looking for a colouring book with something a little bit different, something that's certainly very, very unique and original, and it's got lots and lots to colour and discover within the illustrations. I don't think you can find a better one than this, to be honest. So as usual, all of the links will be in the description for you to buy this edition of Colour in Heaven and subscribe to it if you wish to have it every single month on a rolling basis. Any other questions, please do ask. I would love to know what you think of this month's edition. Please subscribe to my channel and like this video if you have a second. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon on Colour with Claire.